What is going on, guys? We are back with another video and the return of the 0-16 Browns. Now, we may do a rebuild on these Browns as well, but just to throw this out there to start off so nobody gets butthurt and everyone starts disliking the video, please like right now so you can counteract potential dislikes, and subscribe because I'm desperate. But the Dolphins, of course, are not 0-16 yet, and hell, they might even win this weekend. The Redskins quite possibly could be somehow worse than them. I don't know how it's possible, but they could be. However, in Madden, the Dolphins this year are the worst roster, hands freaking down. They are a 64, 65 overall. It is ridiculous. I will say, in the Dolphins' defense, in the past, they've had bad rosters and somehow have done decently well. And also, the Dolphins, at least the front office kind of knows that's what's going on, so at least they're self-aware. I will give them that. But this is kind of a highlight of the Browns because it took me about 45 minutes to make the roster. Everyone, overall-wise, is accurate. The entire roster is accurate up to the first two players on the depth chart. And these are the players. I don't remember if I changed. I might have forgot Kevin's overall. I don't really care, to be honest, but no, I think it was 86. I think I did this perfectly. Joe freaking Thomas, the man himself. We gave him X Factor because why not? Ages, once again, that's the only thing I don't have. The devs and the ages are all over the place, but just don't bother with it. It doesn't matter, okay? It just doesn't matter. Defensively, this is what the team looks like. Jamie Collins, I know he wasn't that old, but it's not that long ago, guys. It's been, what, 2.5 years? It's not really been that long. So this is what the team looks like. In fairness, this might be the overall the team before the 0-16 season. So it was the start of the 0-16 season, but it wasn't done yet. But at the same time, in fairness, the Dolphins, it's the start of their season, so they might even go worse in overall. But there's that. This is what the team looks like. So if you're new around here, we're going to see what happens when we sim it. But of course, we're going to pit the two teams together. Are you insane? There's no doubt about it. But yeah, that's going to be the like goal. If we can hit, it's going to be a lot, but 300 likes. Okay, that's a lot, but 300 likes, we'll do a rebuild of this 0-16 Browns teams, which isn't even that bad. We'll pretty much, we could just do it where we only use the draft, I suppose would be fair. So the Browns, 9-7 in Madden 20. The 0-16 Browns roster is a 9-7 team in Madden 20. The Dolphins went 5-11, which just makes no sense. I'm pretty sure this Madden pretty much exposes itself on how sim works. Like a 64 overall team won 5 games. Like 5 games. And watch, let's see it. Watch them beat some crazy teams too. The Steelers shouldn't beat them. Jets, fair enough. Bills, fair enough. Giants, fair enough. Bengals, fair enough. So in fairness to them, of the games I see the Dolphins winning this year, if any, will be maybe a split with the Bills, maybe a split with the Jets, and the Redskins. I don't see them beating the Giants week 15. And the only reason why they would beat the Patriots is because the Patriots have a bye week locked up. But even then, I think the Patriots are way too petty to let that happen. In Madden, they are by far the worst roster, and they are what I would call an 0-16 team. Even though they went 5-11 with the worst roster ever to be in a Madden game, and maybe ever be in a Madden game in the future. For all we know, Madden could die. I mean, let's not say anything that might hurt my feelings personally. The Bears win the Super Bowl over the Chiefs. I'm sorry, Bears fans, your offense, it's just not going to do it this year. The defense is, I said, one of the greatest of all time, and people call me crazy. I don't think I'm crazy. I think it's one of the greatest of all time. And I think last year's stats would have proved that. So, call me crazy or look at the facts. That's all I'm going to say. And let's see what happens when they play against one another. Here we go. The Browns versus the Dolphins. It feels so weird. I feel like I'm just disrespecting the Lions because, of course, this is supposed to be the Browns-Lions. This was the 0-16. If you guys don't know, my channel had some major views from the 0-16 Browns. I'll tell you, the 0-16 Browns and the 1-15 Browns. I actually can't believe, I don't remember how many dislikes it was. Maybe it had nothing to do with it, but like 80% of the comments were talking about how the Browns, they weren't 0-16, they were 1-15, dude. I don't understand why everyone was so mad, because 1-15 is still pretty freaking bad. I know it's not 0-16, but like, does it really matter? It's very terrible, and it was not even supposed to be a win for them. It was bad. You know, it wasn't really earned. Now, I put the controller in the middle, so I hope to Jesus I can watch the game. That's kind of the whole point of this. The whole point of it is to watch, fellas. Who do you think is going to win? That's the question of the day. Who do you think is going to win? Obviously, the Browns have the overall, but the Dolphins have that weird Dolphin luck, don't they? It's so weird. The Dolphins have that weirdness about them. I don't know. Josh Rosen, of course, not a bad start from him at all. Looks like a freaking Borderlands character from the face there. The shadow effect's so weird. But yeah, I mean, Josh Rosen, not terrible in his quote-unquote debut. But this is an 0-16 Browns team trying to rewrite history, basically. All right, here it is. Looks like it's probably going to start with a run, right? It's going to be Browns. Oh, maybe not. And the Dolphins gain nothing, as you would expect. 1 yard gained. Here is the Dolphins roster. I know 2 of them, and one of them's a rookie. Receivers, I know a few of those names. I know most of those guys. Here it is, empty backfield. This looks like it's going to be a problem for the Dolphins. Maybe not. Almost picked on the very first, second throw. Very first throw deep, I suppose. Here's the Browns team. T. Holmes, ignore that. That's not even supposed to be. That's supposed to be Ogba, but apparently the game doesn't want it. Joe Schobert. Not a bad team at all. Not a bad team at all. I would say the Dolphins probably do have a better defensive backfield, though. So it's not like the Dolphins are useless. It's just they're useless. That's all I can say. Of course, we're only at 5-minute quarters because who do you think I am? How much time do you think I have? We're just going to triple the score. You know, if it's 10-10, it's 30-30, basically. That's how math works, I think. I don't know. Things are changing. And look at Devontae Parker with a 20-yard gain. And honestly, what would you take the over-under on that being the longest gain of his real-life season as well? I know it's only 4 weeks in, but it was only like 18 yards. But I would go out on a limb and probably say it's could be his longest in real life. Classic Browns. Had a chance at a turnover. You don't get it, and now they convert, which probably is going to lead to points. The question is, are the Dolphins going to feel comfortable running it? They do not yet. Very clean pocket, and so far, Devontae Parker has been the guy. And I doubt Dolphins fans really would say he's been the guy. I know he's the guy there, even though Albert Wilson's decent. It's not been as good as they thought. They thought he was going to take the next step. I'm not saying Jarvis Landry's that guy either, but I feel like he could have been a Jarvis Landry, which is ironic enough, but Devontae Parker, I really thought that was his chance. You know, I think a lot of Dolphins fans really thought he was going to emerge as a solid number 1. And here he is. I mean, if this is any tale of real life, he'd be on par for probably 20 receptions, maybe more. EA, does it look like we have time? I don't want to see these cinematics. I'm honestly the only person in the entire game that has seen these in cinematics. Who the hell is watching broadcast? What a freaking play call. Oh my God, Kenyon Drake looking fast. Is he even going to be on their team? Who knows? I know the Packers try to reach out for him, especially with Jamal injured now. It makes more sense. I don't know. I wouldn't go for a guy that needs a contract, even if it is a backup running back that would probably be making $4 to $5 million a year. I don't like contracts for unproven guys. I don't know. Who would you guys say the biggest playmaker is on the Dolphins offense? Would it be Albert Wilson? Parker? Kenyon Drake? I'd say Kenyon or maybe Albert. Not a great list of names. What in the hell was that, Rosen? It actually hit like an invisible wall. I mean, if we see a different angle and there's a ghost batting that thing down, I'll apologize. But right now, that just looks like, I don't know, man. The girl from Twilight, when the wind picks up, the thing just went. The wind took that thing. Inside run, and there's no chance in hell. Jamie Collins with a play. I will say the Dolphins are doing a lot better than I thought they would. They are draining the hell out of the clock, though, I must say. But they look like they're going to score. However, watch out, folks. These are 2 very bad teams. Do not try this at home. They may find a way to ruin it. 3rd and 10 from the 14. Will they ruin it or will they get points? Cleanest pocket I've ever seen in my career. And like I said, be careful. nothing's guaranteed. Another drop pick. Real question is, with the lack of pass rush, will the Dolphins even get close to bringing pressure? By the way, please, who the hell is that guy? Excuse? Oh, they're not going to use my coach. Damn it. If you guys saw the coach name I did. No wonder why the Browns are playing all right on defense. They don't have huge anus. Huge Peter Jackson's avatar. Was it Peter Jack? Is it James No, it's James Cameron. Peter Jackson made what? King Kong? he's made some movies, but maybe I'm just not using my brain today. And apparently Cody Kessler is going to be out there. There's a specific reason to why I put him as a lower overall than Kaiser, because I knew something like this would happen, because I know this game well. At what point can I pause the game? Aha! Nope, that doesn't work, does it? Well, I guess the quarterback's going to be Cody Kessler today, even though it was Kaiser's season. Now, I will say, in fairness, Kaiser was like 11 touchdowns for like 20-some picks, so does it really matter? Probably not. Maybe it does in a negative way for the Dolphins. You got some decent receivers here in Cleveland. You can see, Josh Gordon, Kenny Britt, Corey Coleman. And there goes their third-string running back. Looks like it may be Duke Johnson in the backfield. I can't tell. Nope, it's still the third-string running back. He catches it this time. Third-string running back down the field. And they will not let me freaking change the damn roster. This game's smart. Lineup, offensive line, really freaking good, actually. And apparently they're not going to start Kevin Z. I may or may not end it all in a moment. The play clock's not running, but the actual clock is. I get it. You're only worth several $1 billion, EA, but if you're going to put something in the game, make it work, damn it. Are we in the Matrix here? Like, could we not? Look at this clock. It's draining down faster than my energy and enthusiasm for this video. Who needs NFL rules? Who cares about the play clock? We'll just, I don't know, waste a minute and a half. All right, so the Dolphins, who are seriously outmanned, up 3 with ball, a chance to score before half. Look at the quick throw. Not sure what you're going to do that in press man, but good play. That's an 0-16 play call. Maybe you're going to trust your guy with a yard missing, 2 yards missing, but not on first down. It's a low percentage. Now you could call it. Now he's going to get at least 3 or 4 guaranteed. But no, you call it. Look at Rosen all the time in the world. Gets tossed like a salad. Alexander even pushes him down afterwards. Just absolutely destroyed that man. Holy crap. By the way, I actually named him D. Alexander. I don't know what his damn first name is. I don't care. I could have guessed their name. I could have just been like, hey, or I could have even Googled it. But both of those things took effort, and, one letter, click start, works for me. They're backups. Who cares? Inside on 3rd and 20. In fairness, it gets back to the line of scrimmage. However, that is going to be a punt. So the Browns, with about 2 minutes left remaining, will have a chance to try and at least equalize it. 3-3, maybe even a touchdown. I don't want to get too crazy. I don't think either team is really capable of a touchdown. However, we'll keep our eye out. We'll pay attention. And look, quarterback change. Uh-oh. Look at us. We're already a better coach than Hugh Jackson. He went 1-31? 30? What is it? 31. Jesus, that's bad. It's really bad. Literally win 1 game and you tie his record. Look at the Browns coming out swinging. I will say, Dolphins, once again, unbiased, but with the roster change, I think you may be done for. I'm just saying. To the outside, Corey Coleman now to the 26. Kaiser dropping dimes. Kaiser giving the Browns hope and then gonna crush them at the end anyways. That would be hilarious if this ends in a tie. Football gods, Madden gods, for the love of Jesus, make this end in a tie. Kaiser all the time in the world. Sooner or later, something's going to happen, and that's just all Kaiser. Joe Thomas put that man in a freaking casket. You literally put him in a casket, and it doesn't matter when your quarterback takes 10 seconds to throw the ball. I mean, look at Joe. Joe is just working this man. Single play. He runs into the pressure, and Joe still almost gets him, but not much he can do. Perfect blocking. Right, they have 1 timeout. I'm likely assuming they're going to be trying to save that timeout. And Joe, this time, he gets beat a little bit. I can admit that time he technically got beat. But they're not going to hurry up. Are they just willing to just let points go by? This might be your only chance to score a field goal, guys. I'm just saying. One time out, letting that clock dry. Scores with 24 yards needed. There's no real hurry unless you, of course, do convert, which that is going to be picked off by Xavier Howard, and that already may seal the game. Xavier Howard with the pick 6. Absolutely insanity. That's a pretty Cleveland-like thing to do, I will say. There's no way they're going to lose to this roster, right? There's no way. This is the worst roster in the history of Madden. And like I said, even though we're making this video, I think there is a chance they may win 2 or 3 games this year. The Redskins look as bad as anyone. There you go, 1st and 10. Take the shot. You got a freaking cannon, Kaiser. And he's in trouble. Look at that man coming around the edge worse than my uncle when I'm trying to sleep. What? Sorry, uncle. Imagine you're someone's uncle. I almost said nephew. And you're just watching. You're like, you know what? I'm going to check out his video, see what he's all about. And you just hear that apparently you're a nephew toucher. You know, like, what do you even do? Like, do you tell him, hey, that's uncool? Like, obviously, I've never been touched by my uncle, but it was a funny joke at the time, I guess, you know? I'm basically a Twitch streamer at this point. I say things I regret, and I won't apologize for them. Kaiser, I believe, will get the ball to start the second half. Freddie Kitchens probably should stay out of the kitchen. Got a little bit of a stomach on him. But that's all right, you know. Who doesn't love food? I think we all do. That's that buff damn coach again. Kaiser, 2 for 3, 40 yards, but that pick 6 negates whatever he did. And, you know, 2 for 3, 40 yards is not much, especially when you factor in he probably lost his team the game. Like I said, that's the Kaiser way, man. Another handoff. That one's a good delay. Duke Johnson's got some speed down to about the 40-yard line. There you go, Browns. Play the way you want to play. Forget what the critics say. Except for me, of course. My opinion matters. Well, there you go. 3rd and 9 from the 41-yard line. You don't get this in the game. Could very well be over. He's taking a shot, and he had Josh Gordon wide open, and he just missed like Deshaun Kaiser would. Almost killed the coach. The freaking Gatorade boy almost died. From the 7-yard line, Rosen looking for a wide open player, and he has got room to run down to the 47-yard line. There is no way this Browns team can do what they do. They were rated a 77 overall coming into this game, with the Dolphins being a 69 overall. Of course, I think the Dolphins roster is actually a 64, so I don't know. They got the benefit of the doubt. What's the story there? But this team should not be getting burned like that at all. Gesicki probably would be as long in his career, I would assume. I don't remember. I think he had an injury. He's been kind of injury prone, if I'm not mistaken. Either that or he just sucks. I don't know. Do I really need a 3rd channel? Probably not. Inside, the Dolphins are just dicing at this point. Josh Rosen is the future until this offensive line inevitably allows him to die. 2nd and 11 from the 16-yard line. Josh Rosen dropping back. Josh Rosen finds his man inside. Josh Rosen for a gain of about 8. Oh, huge hit, and there we go. Where's the game changer? He picks the ball up along with it. Emmanuel Ogbah changes the game with a forced fumble on the sack. Recovers it himself, and like we said, the game can change at any moment. And here, throwing it deep, he finds his man for a gain of 30. Once again, it would be funny if both teams end up with a not win. But at the same time, don't, please. Oh my God, look at Kaiser finding a man. Cameraman. A 3rd and 1, obviously, in 4-down territory. They're going to play it safe and probably run it up the middle, which I would. They've got the numbers. They're not going to. There's no one open. Kaiser gets sacked. Almost fumbles the ball from the 50. Now Godshaw makes the play, and a 4th and 3 ensues. Adama Kong used to play for the Dolphins. 4th and 3, and now they decide to run the ball. Don't tell me they're actually running the ball from 4th and 3 here. Well, maybe they should have. They had it. Kaiser finds a man. Wide open. This could be a score down to the 11. I believe Josh Gordon with the clutch play to the 10. Up the middle again. Really good call because it's a gaper. Up the middle for the score. Crowell. 7 points. Yeah, I think with this minimal time, even if you had the greatest defense to ever play the game, you probably take the onside. I would say the percentages are on your side there. Hey, it looks like they're going to be trusting their defense. The final drive, potentially. Dolphins got to get it first. What a play call out the gate. They almost got it on that. That was a really good play. Gains a almost 7 yards on the play. Obviously, the Browns will call a timeout. There's no doubt about it. Inside, and I think he may have been pushed forward for the first. And he was, which will, of course, end the game. The Browns are going to lose 10-7. Like we said, those interceptions, man, they would have at least, in the slightest, taken away 3 points off the board. And they're throwing the ball. Wow, the Dolphins have got balls. You got to say it. I don't know if Dolphins in real life have balls, but the team here, they've got some, they got some nuts. It's going to be a GG from, what the hell is this called? The Hard Rock Cafe Arena? Or did they change it? I don't remember. There's a what the hell is going on here? Like, do they not realize they're winning the game? They've never been in this situation. They don't know. They're like, wait, we don't have to keep scoring? We're winning? What? What does that mean? They actually don't know. They're actually like, wait, don't we have to... Aren't we down? They don't usually look at the scoreboard. They just automatically know. I mean, that could have been a fumble right there. Ogba came out free as well. He could have taken that back. Come on, fellas. Read a handbook or something. Somebody pulled it up on their phone, and now they're going to take the QB kneel, the winning formation. But let's take a look at these stats. So, of course, both QBs, their percentages were actually pretty decent. Kaiser, however, with the pick six, desperate. Kessler with a 1-for-1 rating of 2 yards. Rushing, not great, but Crowell caught some nice carries near the end. Gesicki and the Dolphins, definitely a bit better of a passing offense. Defensively now, let's take a look at the sack numbers. 1 for Ogba, and then it was all Dolphins. Oh, we actually there was a lot. 3 sacks for the Browns, 4 for Miami. I suppose it wasn't all one-sided at all. Jason Sanders with a clutch kick. Quote-unquote, 0-16 Dolphins versus the 0-16 Cleveland Browns. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, the jokes were flying. Some of them were dad jokes. Some of them were technically uncle jokes. Literally. But if you're new to the channel, maybe subscribe, like the video if you liked it. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr. And if you have any suggestions like this, let me know in the comment section below. Of course, 300 likes and we'll do an 0-16 Cleveland Browns rebuild. I'll fix their ages and everything so then we can kind of do the thing proper. But anyways, hopefully you come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!